Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you. Welcome to our Krishna Conscious class. So there were many festivals last week on Friday. No, last week on Monday. We didn't have because it was
Monday
Bhagavatam
and Tuesday.
Jayanti.
Monday and Tuesday.
No, last week. Last week Monday we did not have because of Balaram Jayanti. This week Monday, Tuesday we did not have class because of Janmashtami and Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. I truly hope that you all had wonderful festivals. These festivals re-energized, are so blissful, beautiful colors, beautiful deities, beautiful devotees, beautiful prasadam. So this is sadhu sangha, associating with devotees and the Lord, right? It's always so much happiness. All right, so we're going to begin without further ado with the Mangala Charana prayer. So here we go. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunantam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Ye Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you very much for coming. Very happy to have you again. Now we are going to look at some pictures. I wanted to show you some pictures yes, some pictures, and you will let me know if you know this personality. You don't say, because you will see the title, the name here. Don't say anything to them. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share now, and you let me know if you know who that is. Okay. You can unmute yourselves. I'm sharing here. Who is this? Who knows who is this leaving here? You see behind, there's a person screaming at him or insulting him.
Is that Duryodhana?
Who behind?
Vidura. Vidura is going right. This is Vidura.
Very nice. Okay. Who said Vidura?
Prabhu Samarth.
Samarth, intelligent Samarth. Yes. So
Duryodhana
insulting Vidura, and Vidura putting his bow away, his bow and arrow, and going on pilgrimage, because that was before the war of Kurukshetra. And Duryodhana insulted him, saying that you're always only thinking about the welfare of the Pandavas and not us. You're actually an enemy, like that, and he insulted him very greatly. So Vidura thought, and Duryodhana said, you go away, you are like a traitor, something like that. So Vidura decided to go and leave. Actually, it's a beautiful pastime, because Vidura did not have at all the desire to fight against the Pandavas. And because of this, he went on pilgrimage, and he ultimately met Maitreya, sage Maitreya Rishi, from whom he heard also great knowledge that is there in the Srimad Bhāgavatam. A lot of the Bhāgavatam is spoken between these two personalities, Maitreya and Vidura. So here, this is when he comes back. You see that he comes back very elevated spiritual personality because he made great spiritual advancement after leaving the Kauravas. He became self-realized after hearing from Maitreya Rishi. And then he came back and he tried to deliver his brother, Dhritarashtra. And he succeeded. He spoke very harsh words, very sharp words, in order to invoke detachment in Dhritarashtra's heart. That was after the war. He had lost all his sons. Duryodhana is dead. All his sons are dead. And Vidura came and said, "What are you doing? Huh? Living like a dog in the house of Bhima?" He especially mentioned Bhima because Bhima is the one who killed his 100 sons. You think that you're still a king? Huh? You eat the morsels left by Bhima. You're so old, your skin is black, and you still try to enjoy your senses. Like that, he spoke very sharply, and Dhritarashtra took it seriously. And later on, he left in the middle of the night with his chaste wife, Gandhari, like that. So this is Vedic culture. Vedic culture means don't stay in household life until you're so old like this, still trying to enjoy your senses. Go and surrender to the Lord. Don't be attached to this sense objects, to this sense gratification until the very end of your life. At one point, you must retire, vanaprastha, or sannyas, like that. That is Vedic culture. Here, Vidura hearing from Maitreya, sage Maitreya. So
next to a river or a stream.
Yes, holy men, sages, devotees. In those ages, they used to live, especially in the forest, because there used to be arrangements for them to stay in such places. Nowadays, there is hardly any such hermitages, if none. Maybe some place in the Himalayas. Of course, we know Vyasadev is still in Badarika Ashram, but this place we cannot access. Here, the same scene, but different painting. Duryodhana, sinful Duryodhana, screaming, and Dhritarashtra very upset that his younger brother is leaving. He always loved Vidura so much. He knew that Vidura would always speak the best. Vidura is a very great personality, a very, very great personality, and we're going to learn about him today. And also, he's very special when it comes to the Kaurava family because he's the only one who spoke against disrobing Draupadi. When Draupadi was being disrobed in the assembly of so-called gentlemen, there's a verse like that in the Bhāgavatam that says that the assembly had fallen because all the men of the assembly were desired to see, or at least did not object against Draupadi being disrobed. Most of the men there wanted to see the naked beauty of Draupadi. But Vidura spoke. He's the only one. Even Bhishma did not speak out. So there's so much. Here again, Vidura, Maitreya Rishi. So beautiful paintings of Vidura. Great personality in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Very important personality. So today we're going to start with this story about Vidura. I believe there's 2 stories about him. So are you ready? We begin. Okay, hear attentively. I will ask some questions. Bhavya, you must hear attentively. Bhavya, listen to the story, okay?
Yeah,
I will ask questions later on.
Look, Vishishriya, Bhavya, Samaj.
Yes, they're all here. Okay, we begin.
Yeah, but they're me.
Doesn't matter. I'm reading the story. Vidura. Oh, but where's Vidura here? He's not here. How come? What is happening? Ah, yes. Vidura is Yamaraj, actually. Yamaraj got cursed to take birth on earth. And when he took birth on earth, he took birth as
Yamaraj.
Vidura. And you can see the Yamadutas, right? One Yamaduta here, one Yamaduta here. Would you like to have Yamadutas as your friends?
No.
No, they're very fearful.
Creepy.
And they're real. They really exist. It's not stories. They are there. And actually, they're always near us. I mean, not near the devotees, but they're there also in the city walking around. Of course, they don't walk. They fly very fast. And they can... they go catch the people who are dying, the sinful people. So we cannot see, but sometimes people who are about to die are seeing them.
They're like a ghost.
They're a little bit like ghosts, yeah, but
They're
they're not foolish like ghosts. Ghosts are really foolish. The intelligence is so much bewildered. They're actually very intelligent because they're under the guidance of Yamaraj, who's one of the Mahajan. If you see from the Srimad Bhāgavatam, when they went to arrest Ajamila, right?
Yeah.
Ajamil.
Ajamila.
Yeah, Ajamila. When they came to arrest Ajamila and they got stuck, you see how fearful they look?
Yeah.
Imagine you see someone like this in the street. What do you do?
Yeah, I was screaming away and run.
You run away, huh?
Yeah.
So when the Vishnu Dutas came, they told them, don't take Ajamila away because he's chanting the holy name of Narayana. Narayana, yeah. So the Yamadutas immediately they said, no, you cannot do like that. And they spoke the religious principles. They're very intelligent because they must know, who is to be arrested, who is not, like that. Their work is important. Of course, it's not the nicest job to do, but by the arrangements of the Lord, in the material world, some persons must suffer in order to get purified. So these Yamadutas, they come and they arrest. So they're very fearful looking, servants of Yama, like that. So okay, we begin the story. So I will mute. Vidura, a man of integrity. A blessing in disguise. Once upon a time, the state police were chasing some thieves. Searching everywhere, they caught the thieves who had concealed themselves in the hermitage of a sage named Manduka Muni. The police arrested all the thieves and also Manduka Muni and presented them in front of the magistrate. The magistrate decided punishment for the thieves and even Manduka Muni. He ordered that Manduka Muni be killed by piercing him with a lance. Excuse me. Sorry for this. By piercing him with a lance.
What's a lance?
A lance is a very long, sharp stick that you can pierce people with. This is called Shula Dandana, the punishment of piercing a man's rectum with a lance that passes up to his head, thus killing the person. Can you imagine how painful that is? A long lance in your rectum. Rectum means where the stool comes out from. It goes and passes all the way to the head. Wow, so horrible pain. When Manduka Muni was just about to be pierced with a lance, the news reached the king. The king at once came there and stopped the punishment, considering that Manduka was a sage. The king begged forgiveness from Manduka for the mistake of his men. Yamaraj is the appointed authority that prescribes the destiny of the living beings. He punishes all sinful people in hell. Manduka Muni questioned Yamaraj, "Why was I mistreated in this way? What was the reason for arranging such a punishment for me?" Yamaraj replied, "My dear sage, in your childhood, you had pierced an ant with a sharp thorn. For that reason, you are now put into this difficulty." So just see, Even you pierce an ant with a thorn, it's counted. It will be recorded, and you have to suffer for this. So we have to be very careful how to not hurt any other living entities. Of course, for a devotee who commits some mistake, sometimes Krishna is so kind, he will take away the sin. So a devotee will not have to suffer for such things. But still, we should not think, oh, I'm a devotee, I will step on bugs and all. No, not like that. But you see how the laws of karma are so strict? You pierce an ant with a sharp thorn, you yourself must be pierced with a sharp lance, Manduka Muni said, how could you fix such a severe punishment for an act I did out of childish innocence? It is quite unwise on your part. I curse you for being born as a low-class person, for your unreasonable judgment. So low-class means Shudra, a servant. So actually Vidura was born from a Shudra mother. The curse of the sage was powerful. Therefore Yamaraj took birth as Vidura, the son of a maidservant on this earth. Although Yamaraj was a great devotee of the Lord, he was still cursed in this way. How can a great devotee be cursed? Just like we've read the stories of Parikshit, right? Who is also a pure devotee and also got cursed. But we understood that the curse was actually a blessing. So similarly, Vidura or Yamaraj was cursed by the arrangement of the Lord as a blessing. This apparent punishment was also a reward for him. Yamaraj is always busy in his official service of punishing sinful beings in hell. When he became Vidura through Manduka Muni's curse, he got the opportunity to participate in the pastimes of Lord Krishna in the Mahabharata. Yes. So Yamaraj is very busy because there's always sinful people coming to him. So his job, his occupation, his duty is very, very tenuous. Tenuous means constant endeavor is required, So he desired some break, and also he desired to see Lord Krishna especially. So the Lord made this arrangement so that he could come and see Krishna face to face, For great devotees, even curses are blessings by which they get special spiritual privileges. Actually, not for great devotees, for all devotees, curses are blessings, but great devotees realize that. Vidura was one of the prominent personalities in the Mahabharata. He was born by the mercy of Vyasadeva, from the maidservant of Ambika, mother of Maharaj Pandu. Thus, Vidura grew up as the younger brother of Pandu and Dhritarashtra, who were also born by the power of Vyasadeva. So, the story is that there was no heir to the throne. There was no descendant to become the next king. So therefore, because the king himself was dead, so there was a custom before that the brother of the king could beget child in the womb. So the brother was Vyasadeva. So when Vyasadeva came for the first time, the first queen closed her eyes out of fear, because Vyasadeva is an ascetic, he performs austerity, and he came in a rush because the mother queen, Satyavati, wanted him to beget very fast. So he did not have time to clean himself and all like that, or make himself appear more presentable. So she was scared and she closed her eyes. And because she closed her eyes, Dhritarashtra was born blind. Then after that, the second queen became very, very afraid at seeing Vyasadeva, and she became white. Just like when you become very scared, you become all white. And therefore, Pandu is born very, very white-skinned. And the third time Vyasadeva came to beget a child, the queen did not want, Ambika, the mother of Pandu, sent her maidservant instead. So maidservant means Shudrani. So the Shudrani came and she served Vyasadeva very well. She received him, and in this way she begot a baby from Vyasadeva, and that was Vidura. So Vidura is the son of a maidservant. But still, because he's the son of Vyasadeva, He was accepted amongst the 3 brothers, but he had no right to the throne. So you see, he's not wearing a crown, right? He's just wearing a turban. But Dhritarashtra and Pandu wear crowns because they are princes. Although low-born because of the curse, Vidura was a man of good qualities and great wisdom. He was also an ardent devotee of Lord Krishna. Vidura was considered a part of the Kuru dynasty and was lovingly treated by Bhishma Deva, the grandsire of the dynasty. Dhritarashtra gave him sufficient property. Vidura was attached to Dhritarashtra. He acted as a reliable advisor to Dhritarashtra and always tried to guide him on the right path. Vidura was fortunate to hear Srimad Bhāgavatam from a sage named Maitreya Muni. Vidura himself became a great teacher of moral and spiritual knowledge. He had later inspired Dhritarashtra to take up to the spiritual path. After spending about 100 years on the earth as Vidura, Yamaraj went back to his abode and resumed his duties. As long as Yamaraj stayed on the earth as Vidur, a devata named Aryama occupied his post to punish those who committed sinful acts. So Aryama is the presiding deities of the Pitraloka, the ancestors. Just like in India, some families still offer the pinda. They do the Shraddha ceremony to the ancestors every year like that. So Aryama is the presiding deity there of the ancestors. Here in China also they worship the ancestors, but they have lost the science on how to do so. Aryama was one of the sons of sage Kashyapa and his chaste wife Aditi. Aditi and Kashyapa had 12 sons who were known as Adityas, and Aryama was one of them. Therefore, he was capable of taking charge of the office of Yamaraj during his 100 years of absence in the form of Vidura. Okay, so I'll ask some question first. Here I come. All right.
Look at Samart. Background.
Samart, you've got the Pandavas as your background.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to ask some questions. So you raise your hand. You don't answer directly. You raise your hand. Okay. So what was the name of the sage who was about to be punished by the lance punishment? Yes, Samarth.
Manduka Muni.
Manduka Muni. Very good. Very good memory you have. Manduka Muni. Okay. So what was the punishment he was about to get? Sudan?
Like a long, big stick or a
lens.
Yeah.
A lens. And what was going to happen with that lens?
They're gonna pierce him from the bottom to the head.
Yeah.
Prabhu,
Exactly. You say that again?
Prabhu, I sent it in the chat. Just now. Before.
Yeah. Shula Dandana, right?
Yeah.
How is it you remember so well, Vishwat?
Prabhu, I kept it in the chat first.
Oh, you read before, is it? Who said Shula Dandana? Is it Samarth or Vishwat?
Prabhu, I kept it in the chat, then Vishwat said.
Oh, you put in the chat. Shula Dandana. Yeah, it's Shula Dandana. Very good. So that is very painful. Okay, all right. Let me ask a question for Bhavya only. Bhavya, are you listening? Okay, Bhavya. So who is Vidura? Which demigod became Vidura? Give a chance to Bhavya. There's one demigod who got cursed to come on earth, take birth as Vidura. Who is this? You can unmute yourself, Bhavya. Are you there, Bhavya? Unmute yourself. I will help you. It starts with a Y. Ya. It starts with the Ya.
She doesn't know.
Yamaraj, Bhavya. Yes? Yamaraj, the one who punishes sinful people. Yamaraj took birth as Vidura.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Now, okay, one moment. Okay. All right. So, can any one of you acknowledge, to say, reveal one sinful action they've performed? Maybe they've hurt a bug, or maybe something like that. Like, this sage, Manduka, right? He, in his childhood, he had pierced a bug, caused pain to another. Ant. Yeah. So, have you ever done something like this? You can be honest.
Prabhu, no, I did not. But I did one time, like to a spider, because one time I was sweeping this altar. That time, spider came with a web. That time I just hit the spider, so it was a fly. It flied and go away. The spider. Then one more time, when I was getting ready, when I was taking shower, a spider came there. So at that time I cannot do anything. So I just like this, like that, and the spider also it disappeared. So
Yeah. So unknowingly, we actually kill many living entities, and that's why in Vedic culture there is this pancha yajna that is supposed to be performed by householders to purify all the unknown sins that they're doing. While walking, we kill bugs. While heating water, you turn on the fire, you kill bugs.
Yeah, but bugs know that's fire.
No, some bugs, there are no way, they will get killed by the fire. I have forgotten, there's like 5 types, I think, of way that we kill the bugs. While waking up in the morning, I think you put your feet down. Sometimes there's some bugs like that. So I think sweeping also is one of them. Like this morning I swept, I did not see, those spiders that are very, 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 very thin. The legs are like so thin, it looks like a hair only.
Yeah.
So I did not see it properly. I was
one
sweeping,
time,
and then
Prabhu, I was walking in the place. Then one snail was going slowly. Then one uncle came and he's walking and listening to music. He's very funny one. He's dancing like this. That time he stamped on the snail and just continue walking.
on
He
a
stamped on
snail.
the snail. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
dancing like this and stamp and go.
Yeah, he did not see, right? Okay, Hare Krishna, you have your hand raised. Yes, Hare Krishna, unmute yourself.
Long back when we when we are in the old house, right? We killed the ants.
Okay. All right. Yes, Krishna Sudam.
One time in Australia, I was playing a big bunch of dough. Then I didn't see the ants, so I dropped the big bunch of dough on a bunch of ants. And I killed them.
Yeah, so you see, so unknowingly we kill many living entities, but because we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna takes away such sins. Therefore, we're very fortunate. There's no need to do this pancha yajna, but still we should be very careful not to hurt other living entities. Okay, you want another story?
Yay!
Yes, the story is so small. Yes. So that's
Okay. Can you see? You remember Ajamil, right? Ajamila. The Yamadutas.
Story.
Yeah, so here we see the Yamadutas and of course, they're supposed to be Vishnu Dutas. They're not supposed to be like somehow. Anyway, so it's called a change of heart.
Like a demigods. They're like demigods.
Yeah, they look more like demigods than Vishnu Dutas. Okay, all right. So we begin. A change of heart. In the Puranas, there is a story of one old man who was addicted to sinful activity, a very cruel person. The plan succeeded. The brothers have started fighting. A very cruel person. This will destroy the peace in the village, and I will be benefited. But when he was on his deathbed, at the last minute, he had a change of heart. Oh, that doesn't seem to be the Ajamila story. Yeah, it seems to be a bit different. Anyway, maybe we'll see. Well, why not try it? All my life I've seen these Vaishnavas chanting Hare Krishna. I'm going to die anyway, so I might as well try it. Go to the marketplace and purchase some of those beads. I see the devotees chanting on those japamalas. You want japamala? What are you going to do with them? I'm going to chant Hare Krishna. Give it a try. So the servant went to the marketplace. But unfortunately, the old man died before his servant returned. So at that time, the Yamadutas came, and the Vishnudutas also came at the same time. Both questioned the other's presence.
Yeah, but that's not how Vishnu did.
This man was a very sinful person. He never did one pious activity. There's nothing in his record to show that he did anything pious or transcendental. So what are you doing here? We have come to take this man back to Godhead simply because he had a desire to chant Hare Krishna. Moral, if Namabhas, contaminated chanting of the holy name, is so powerful, then what of those devotees who are chanting the pure name? So this story, I have never heard Prabhupada said this story. I have heard a devotee before narrate this story, but Srila Prabhupada himself...
It's from ISKCON Desire Tree, right?
Yeah, it's ISKCON Desire Tree. But I had heard this story before, but I don't remember hearing Srila Prabhupada saying that. But the thing is this, here, you see here, he is saying, I'm going to chant Hare Krishna. He's saying Hare Krishna here. So anyway, so I thought it was a Jamila story. That's why I wanted to read it. Now,
this is just
I will have to confirm whether this story is genuine with some of the devotees. Anyway, yes, Samartha.
Are we having one more story? Because
It's too short.
Not today. Sorry, 2 stories max. Okay.
100 stories max.
Go get your beads, everyone. Go get your beads.
1,100.
Get ready for chant.
10,100 stories.
Sit down.
10,105 lakhs.
No, 10,106.
Okay. Enough. All right, we are starting. Show me your beads. I want
one second,
everybody
Prabhu. I am bringing it.
Yeah, okay, go.
Back with 108 beats.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's here. Yes.
Mm.
I got it.
No, Atalino.
Okay, everybody's got the beads. Show me. Unmute yourself. Bhavya, unmute. Bhavya.
I'm
Show
already
them
unmuted.
like this.
Okay, you are unmuted. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare
Prabhu, it's looking like
Hare
snow.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Thank you all for such nice chanting. Samarth, you're doing some magic there with your hand signs. Okay, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki Jai.